football side, we got some news finally. Stefon Diggs out of nowhere, or somewhat out of nowhere, got traded to the Texans in the last day for, I think it was a second-round pick. The Texans also got multiple picks back in that later round in the draft themselves, but definitely was a big move nonetheless. What are your thoughts on Stefon finally getting away from Josh Allen and those Buffalo Bills?
Hey, CJ Stroud might be like a top 3 quarterback pick in the fantasy drafts this year. Just man,
it's nasty.
He's got some weapons for sure. He
Yeah.
already had weapons in Nico and Tank and Schultz already,
Right.
but yeah, bringing in Mixon already, and then bringing in Stefon via trade, man, they look nice. They look nice offensively for sure, and their defense had kind of improved towards the end of the year too, with Stingley back there and others. So yeah,
Right.
I think they're going to be a formidable team in that AFC South for sure. Uh, the Buffalo Bills, they might need one of us, as we joke, they might need one of us to suit up and play
It was a
wide
good
receiver.
run, pal. It was a good run.
I'm sure that's a position they're going to be targeting in the draft if they can. I don't know where they're picking at in the draft, but they're gonna need to bring in some weapons for Josh Allen, because right now it's Curtis Samuel and
Yeah.
Shakir, and they don't even have Gabe Davis anymore. I don't know who the
Nope.
third guy is now, but
Yeah, they don't need
they
somebody.
need to bring in somebody for sure.
I will say this is the right draft to reset your wide receivers. There are a lot of good pieces there, but
Right.
not have your lead guy alongside them, and Stefon Diggs, who was the clear go-to for Josh Allen for a while, is going to have a big impact either way. So yeah, I think it opens the door in the AFC for a lot of teams trying to get to our LA squads. Opens the door potentially for our Chargers, who are rebuilding themselves. You think the Chargers take advantage of that door being open, or you think that's for somebody else to kind of run through this year?
I don't really think it opened anything. It went to another AFC team. So
That's what I'm saying. They're over there. So
what are you saying?
I'm just saying, can the Chargers take advantage of? Can the Chargers take the Bills spot essentially as one of the top teams in the AFC?
Oh, I don't think that happens this year. I think within the next couple of years they potentially can. Because Chargers are in a similar spot as the Bills, where their top wide receivers are like wide receiver threes. So
Yeah.
they're in a spot where they need to improve via the draft, and I believe they will. But one point too that I don't want to forget is the second half of the season, Stefon Diggs wasn't really playing great football either. I think he is still capable, but don't want to forget that like he was the number one option for the Bills, and he was not producing. Yeah,
He dropped that ball in that playoff game and during against the Chiefs as well. That could have helped them get over the hump as well.
Yeah.
He ain't had the best end to the season. He himself might say he didn't want to be there for whatever reasons, but you're in the playoffs versus the Chiefs, so make the catch.
Right.
So we don't care. But either way,
Right.
he had his reasons. He had his struggles, and we'll see if those carry over to the point about the squad that the Texans have. I think even if he does have his struggles again, I think the Texans have room to pass it over to Nico instead, pass it to Tank Dell, and still keep things rolling. So not quite the same thing as the Texans or the Bills squad,
they got options.
Stefon's not playing well, it all falls apart. So yeah, I think the Texans will be fine, whether he's cooking up as he is or not.
Yeah, but in terms of the Chargers question, definitely gonna have to see post draft and like give our analysis then. Like we talked about, we like the moves that they were making. Obviously, they're seeking to get younger and moving away from Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, but they're gonna need to replace them in some form or fashion because Herbert's gonna need some targets to throw to. That are capable, because the AFC is loaded. Like you said, the Bills maybe got a little bit worse today, but the Texans got better, and then there's plenty of other AFC teams that are going to be tough matchups. Teams that are going to get better. Like we talked about, like the Jets have made several moves like this offseason and are getting Rodgers back, and they weren't even a factor come playoff time last year. That's a couple other teams that are going to be in the hunt that they're going to have to fight up against. So I don't think the Chargers are a playoff team this year, but I think they're building something, and we should expect them in the next couple of years to have the framework for a team that can make runs finally
For sure.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, gotta get moving in the right direction for sure. The draft will be a large step in that, and we'll have more to say once that happens, as you pointed out. But yeah, I do want to see this team have some real success and be the team that we waited our whole lives to see them finally fully achieve. So yeah, we'll see if Harbaugh can get them in the right spot. I will see if they see openings with teams like the Bills potentially falling, and if they can take advantage of that in any kind of way, or even just show that they are moving to potentially take that step to be a squad like them in the next year or so, and we'll love to see it. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on them on that side. Who do a team that is somewhat a little bit more in contention, the Rams and what's going on their side of things. While the offense can keep up with a team like Houston, the defense is still finding its way. Do you think that the Rams have enough defensively to hold off some of these new high-powered offenses that are now being put together across the league?
No. The short answer, no. I do not. I do not think they have it. Kobe Turner, of course, was great. Aaron Donald was the anchor of that defense, and he's retired and gone now. So it's going to be tough to fill that hole and fill those shoes. Obviously, going to have to target some guys in the draft there too. Brought in a couple guys already. Like we talked about the corner. I'm blanking on his name, who we brought in as well. But I don't think this defense. Like I think Aaron Donald was really like masking some of the issues that we had defensively and with the pressure that he can create because the secondary did struggle against teams. So not having that elite rusher and pressure maker, I think it's going to be tough on this Rams defense. The offense can keep up with teams though, so I think it's probably going to fall a little bit more on the offense to just keep up with teams.
All right.
But yeah, short answer no with the Rams defense.
Short answer no. You kind of answered it with the offense. You think we have enough offense to keep up with whoever is on the opposite side this year?
I do, and I think they can find another hidden gem too, as they have been able to in fifth rounds and that kind of thing. I think they'll find another piece to add to it. I like I said, bringing in Jonah Jackson at guard for the offensive line as well. So I think Stafford, as long as what's Stafford's wife's name? Kelly. As long as Kelly Stafford is not convincing him to retire, I think we'll be fine on the offensive side.
Please, Kelly, not right now.
Yeah, not yet. Just give us one more year.
Help us out.
But yeah, other than that, I think the offense will be solid because you're getting more experience like Puka Nacua, who was already great, sensational in his rookie season, and you're getting more from Kyron Williams, and I think you're getting a healthier Cooper Kupp as well. So I think they'll be fine on that end.
Yeah, agree with you there. We'll continue to see how they hold up. I will have a lot more to say after the draft, as I noted with the Chargers as well. But yeah, I do think that the Rams are in a good position to, in the AFC, make another sneaky run. And they've been quiet again this offseason, like as I hope they would be. And I hope we'll see if they can get on folks and take advantage of the success they had last year and continue to build in the right way. So yeah, excited for what's going to go on the football side. Looking forward to the season getting back. I always love talking about football, and it's going to be a fun season coming up next year for sure. And yeah, we'll have a lot more to say as the offseason goes on. So yeah, good stuff with them. Any other comment info-wise you wanted to make?
I don't think so. I was just thinking about because the question you asked as far as the AFC and the Chargers, like there's a couple teams, like I mentioned the Jets. I think the Bengals are going to be back in better, like healthy Joe Burrow. Even in that division, like the Steelers will be probably slightly better. Like that division's a bloodbath there. Right. The Browns are going to be good, I'm sure too. The Colts are going to get back Anthony Richardson. I don't know if they'll fight for playoffs, but they'll probably be better if he's healthy. Right. And they brought back a lot of their key contributors. That's pretty much all they did this offseason was re-sign guys.
Yeah.
So like I think the AFC is going to have some of the same tough opponents. Like the Dolphins will still be there too. Obviously, the Chiefs. Right. And so like I think it's still going to be tough, like for the Chargers to get back in playoff range, but better days are ahead, I think.
Better days ahead for both squads. Trying to be optimistic for it all. Hopefully they have the same mindsets and continue to build in the right way as the offseason goes on and the seasons play out, as we'll talk about as it happens. So yeah, there's a lot of good things to look forward to this season. Excited for the NFL. Surely fantasy wise, it's gonna be a mess. We talked about with CJ potentially being a top pick, and looking forward to all that is going to be going on. So good stuff with them. We'll have more conversations, as we mentioned, post draft and all of that. But for now, that is it. As we mentioned, for each segment, Make sure you're following us on LA Sports Report. Subscribe to the show if you're new here. Appreciate y'all. And we'll be back each week with more LA content for you as things play out. So